Hello and welcome to the Golden Rule Day. It's a joy to be with you on this auspicious day. We are having a global collaboration for Golden Rule Day with 5 global organizations. These are the Golden Rule Project, the Charter for Compassion, the United Religions Initiative, Grandmothers Global Healing, and Pragati Leadership. My name is Arun Baklu and I am one of the coordinators for the subcontinent of India and Pakistan. By 2022, we visualize this subcontinent being a lighthouse of peace, compassion and prosperity. Over the next 24 hours, you're going to hear some remarkable stories about how people have been compassionate to themselves, how they have been compassionate by helping other people, and how people have collaborated to care for Mother Earth and her inhabitants, including animals. We will also share individual performances and songs with you to lighten our hearts and to challenge our thinking and give us hope. Anytime during the programming, we would like for you to visit the goldenruleday.org website and to sign 2 different charters and 2 pledges. These are the Golden Rule Pledge, a recognition of acting on behalf of others, the Charter for Compassion, affirming the words and works of the Charter, the Green World Charter, recognizing the possibility of regreening the earth in 1 generation, and the Peace Pledge, an effort of belief and action that we can act differently when confronted with pressing problems. We need your enthusiastic support and involvement in order for us to together transform the earth into a more compassionate place. You can watch the Golden Rule Day as it is being broadcast, or you can come back and watch segments that you might have missed during the day. You will be able to visit the goldenruleday.org website to see the entire programming for April 2019 and also programming from Golden Rule Day 2018, which is up on the website. Thank you very much for joining us on this global webcast. We encourage you to invite others to join, and we hope you have a great time watching this offering from all over the world.
We are in Central Park asking people what they think the Golden Rule is and why it's important.
The Golden Rule?
Yes.
The Golden Rule, wow. The Golden Rule, what is it?
What is the Golden Rule?
I don't know.
Okay.
The Golden Rule. I've never heard of that. I don't know.
The Golden Rule.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't know it.
I have not heard of the Golden Rule.
You've never heard of the Golden Rule?
I don't remember what it is.
The Golden Rule?
Yes.
Of anything. That's very deep and profound, isn't it?
It's do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Bingo.
Okay, I believe it's the ability to coexist with others by treating the way that we want it to be treated.
The Golden Rule is treat others as you would like to be treated as yourself, correct?
Golden Rule, it's a rule that was actually made by Confucius. In Confucianism, and the main issues of the Confucianism is that you should respect the elderly people and actually respect everyone.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I believe, what is it, Hillel said?
Yes.
Said that when asked to explain the Torah while standing on one leg, said, the Torah says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The rest is commentary. Go learn it.
The Golden Rule, when I was taught in elementary, simple answer would be treat people the way you treat yourself.
Oh man, that's
you
it.
You should treat yourself.
That's it, you got it.
Hello everyone, my name is Fumi John Stewart and I'm the director of May Peace Prevail on Earth International. Wishing you happy International Golden Rule Day. From here, in the heart of Jerusalem, the city of love. Wishing you all love, peace, happiness, harmony to flow out from your heart to the world on Golden Rule Day and every day. May peace prevail on earth.
Hi, I'm Ben Bowler from Unity Earth and a celebration of Golden Rule Day 2020. You know, it's just so important that we learn to treat each other the way that we want to be treated. Think about how much we could solve. Think about how much hurt and misunderstanding and offended feelings could just disappear and evaporate if we just acted from that space all the time. Just treating each other the way that we want to be treated, giving each other the respect that we want to have, giving each other the care and the time and the attention and the love that we want to have. The Golden Rule Day is the foundation for basic moral and ethical principles that can help transform our hearts and our communities and our planet. It's an honor to be commemorating with you Golden Rule Day 2020.
平和はいつも至るところにあります。常にここに今あります。息を吸って息を吐いて、すべての場所は平和のうちに起こります。すべての時は平和のうちに起こります。すべての感情、平和のうちに起こります。すべての考えは平和のうちに起こります。視覚、音、匂い、そして味覚、すべて平和のうちに起こります。すべての誕生、死も平和のうちに起こります。息を吸って息を吐く。あなたの体は平和のうちに起きます。あなたの精神は平和のうちに起きます。あなたの感情は平和のうちに起きます。あらゆる過去、すべての現在、そして未来のすべてあらゆるものが平和のうちに起こります。息を吸って息を吐く。喜び、そして苦しみ、平和のうちに起き、あらゆる願い、恐れ、怒り、悲しみ、そして疑惑もすべてが平和のうちに起こります。息を吸って息を吐く。すべての愛、優しさ、許し、癒し、憐れみもすべて平和のうちに起こり、それらがすべて 完全なる平和の表現です。すべての理解 H は平和のうちに起こり、完全なる平和の表明です。息を吸って息を吐く。これらすべてが平和のうちに起こり消え去れます。家庭の前、すべての思い、あらゆる感情、感覚、洞察、経験、何が常に残るのでしょうか。生まれず死ぬこともないものは何でしょうか。息を吸って息を吐く。すべてが剥がれ落ち、常に今ここにあるのは何でしょうか。平和はあるがままのあなたのうちにあります。単純にこれが真実です。深く理解してください。苦しみは過ぎました。疑念も苦闘はもはやないことを理解してください。探し求めることが終わったことを完全に認識してください。息を吸って息を吐く。私たちすべて平和のうちにあります。私たちすべてが一つにあります。私たちすべて平和のうちにあります。私たちすべてが一つにあります。私たちすべて平和のうちにあります。私たちすべてが一つにあります。
平和是无处不在和常在的，它一直都在此处，一直都是此刻。吸气，呼气。所有地方 从平和而起。所有时代从平和而起。所有感觉从平和而起。所有想法从平和而起。所有视觉、声音、气味与味道都从平和而起。所有喜乐与哀愁从平和而起。所有诞生与死亡从平和而起。吸气，呼气。你的身体从平和而起。你的心神从平和而起。你的情绪从平和而起。你的全部的过去，你全部的现在，与你全部的未来，全都从平和而起。吸气，呼气。所有的乐趣与痛苦从平和而起。所有的欲望、恐惧、愤怒、哀愁与怀疑，全都从平和而起。吸气，呼气。所有的爱、仁慈、宽恕、疗愈与慈悲心，全都从平和而起，同时也是展现平和的最佳例子。所有的理解与智慧，全都从平和而起，同时也是展现平和的最佳例子。所有的诚恳、真相和诚实，全都从平和而起，同时也是反映平和的最佳例子。吸气，呼气。以上所有全都从平和而起，在平和中消失。在所有的想法、感受、感觉、知觉与经验的之前、当中与之后，有什么是一直存在在那儿？有什么是从来未有诞生，也永远不会死去？吸气，呼气。在万物都消失之后，有什么是永恒的，在此且一直都在？ 你就是此平和。这就是真相。深刻的悟透它，战争就结束了。毫无保留的悟透它，就不会再有挣扎了。完全的认清它，就会完成搜索了。吸气，呼气，我们全都是平和，我们全都合一，我们全都是平和，我们全都合一，我们全都是平和，我们全都合一。
평화는 모든 곳에서 항상 존재합니다. 항상 여기에 있으며 지금도 존재합니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 모든 곳이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 시간이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 감정이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 생각이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 모습, 소리, 냄새와 맛이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 기쁨과 슬픔이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 탄생과 죽음이 평화로 이루어집니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 내 몸이 평화로 이루어집니다. 내 마음이 평화로 이루어집니다. 내 감정이 평화로 이루어집니다. 내 모든 과거와 현재와 미래가 평화로 이루어집니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 모든 즐거움과 아픔이 평화로 이루어집니다. 모든 욕망, 두려움, 분노, 슬픔과 의심이 평화로 이루어집니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 모든 사랑, 친절, 용서, 치유와 자비심이 평화로 이루어지며 평화로 완벽하게 표현됩니다. 모든 이해와 지혜가 평화로 이루어지며 평화로 완벽하게 나타납니다. 모든 정직과 성실과 진리가 평화로 이루어지며 평화로 완벽하게 반영됩니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 이 모두가 평화로 이루어지며 사라집니다. 모든 생각과 감정과 감각과 지각과 경험의 모든 순간에 항상 남아있는 것은 무엇일까요? 태어나지도 죽지도 않는 것은 무엇일까요? 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 모든 것이 사라진 후에 영원히 여기에 남는 것은 무엇일까요? 이 평화가 바로 당신입니다. 이것이 바로 진리입니다. 이것을 깊이 이해한다면 싸움은 끝이 납니다. 이것을 그대로 받아들인다면 더 이상의 몸부림은 없습니다. 이것을 온전히 깨닫는다면 더 이상 찾지 않아도 됩니다. 숨을 들이마시고 내쉽니다. 우리 모두가 평화입니다. 우리 모두가 하나입니다. 우리 모두가 평화입니다. 우리 모두가 하나입니다. 우리 모두가 평화입니다. 우리 모두가 하나입니다.
tears of joy, they are sacred. The tears of sorrow, they are sacred. But it is the tears as we release them that set us free. We're freeing ourselves today from atrocity. That is what's going on. We are freeing ourselves. Every person in this building has been a victim one way or another. But this is a time for healing. This is a time now we can lift our hands to the Spirit and give thanks. Oh, ha shaksi ab. Atiara kuya kuya yus.
I feel the Golden Rule is such a mainstay for all of us to realize that we have so many changes in our world now. We must learn to be together, to share more, to say yes more. And that is really what we're looking to begin with, the Indigenous here today with Apology. But we'll move on to other races, to other refugees, to other veterans. There are a great many apologies to come.
The Golden Rule Day, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It welcomes an opportunity for us to truly forge connection between one another, to honestly know that our actions are not separate from ourselves and certainly not separate from others. There is no innocence in any of the things that we do in terms of community. So what impacts me impacts you. Therefore, I should be loving, I should seek justice, I should do things that allows for the relationship to flourish and grow, where health is enjoyed by all of us, not just myself.
My ancestors come from a great-grandmother from the Trail of Tears, and I find a tear in my heart always that has been buried, and I have been trying to uncover it, and you have helped. So thank you, and so sorry for your pain.
My name is Eric. I am Buddha Sami and Swedish by ancestry, and I apologize for the demolition.
Thank you.
I'm Jonathan Benzal. I'm of Ashkenazi Central European Jewish descent, but culturally I'm a Quaker. And we have a long history of supporting Native Americans, both culturally and in terms of treaty rights.
Beautiful.
I wanted to say, I see you, I'm sorry, and I'm dedicated to be as best I can every day and wake up and dedicate myself and say out loud that I want to work to be an anti-racist in everything I do, and commit myself in the work and challenge the people that I work around and I'm surrounded with to decolonize land, wealth, and the necessary shift that we have to have in order to live a just and loving life.
My name is Kirsten Harris Talley. On my father's side, I'm of African descent. We are people who are stolen from our lands. I do not know the cultures of my ancestors as deeply as I should.
This is absolutely a Golden Rule opportunity for us to do unto others, because we require apology and we should give it a profuse apology and mean it.
Okay. This is how we free ourselves. The tears set us free.
When I learned about forgiveness, it was such a big impact on me. When my eldest son, he would have been 54 now, when he passed away at the age of 40, in year 2000. My sister-in-law rang me up from down in Victoria, a little place called Druin. He rang me up, or she rang me up, and she was sobbing. And I said, "What's up, sis?" She said, "That Tony," that was the name of my son, "that Tony," she said. And the first thing I said was, "Okay, what did the mongrel do now?" Because that's how we talk, about our kids and that, in that sense, And she said, he hung himself. And I stopped. And the first thing I said was, "I forgive you, son. I forgive you for what you've done. I forgive you for what you caused in your family at this moment. Your auntie who was now ringing me up and can't speak. I forgive you for bringing sadness on your mother and father, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, your 2 children and their grandchildren. I forgive you for all these things, your nieces and nephews, your uncles and aunties. And most of all, I forgive you for going before your grandmother. So I forgive you, son, for causing all them pain." And I left it at that. And that was important to me. It was so important for me, just at that precise moment. And that's where I learned that wonderful art of forgiveness. And it is a great thing to practice. I'm not talking about it, but we must practice it.
And care about their happiness and health. If disrespected, can you turn the other cheek and still remain humble and meek? Cunning as a fox, gentle as a dove. Can we forgive and show our enemies love? Can we give the way we want to receive? Well, the seeing is believing. Make we practice when we preach with the golden rule. When I treat you how I want to be treated, it's the golden rule. When you know your love could never be defeated, it's the golden rule. When you're loving mama nature and all creatures too, it's the golden rule. Gotta teach it to the children in the schools. Tell me now, are you making time to pray and meditate? And with the Most High communicate? Do you try to keep a smile on your face as you do the best you can to make this world a better place now? We need more peace and harmony, the honoring of human dignity, more justice and equality, 'cause everyone has a right to be free now. And you can keep your religion, but we no need no division. We join together on this global mission to end prejudice and racism. And when your soul is invested, you can expect to be tried and tested. That's the way we grow, yo. And who feels it knows it's the golden rule. When I treat you how I want to be treated, it's the golden rule. When you know your love could never be defeated, it's the golden rule. When you love Mama Nature and all creatures too, it's the golden rule. Gotta teach it to the children in the school. We sing again, golden rule. When I treat you how I want to be treated, it's the golden rule. When you know your love could never be defeated, it's the golden rule. When you love Mama Nature and all creatures too, it's the golden rule. Yeah, we gotta teach it to the children too. One.
Going through an exercise like this can help break down stereotypes.
To see the cultures around us and the honesty that was in the room.
We don't actually ask people what they think, and we don't ask people some of the questions that the exercise challenged us with.
Thank you for coming. We have placed you all in boxes based on your race, which you may or may not like. You will be asked a question. If the answer for you is yes, you will step forward over to this wall and pause for a photo with that newly formed group.
How did I feel when I was placed in the box?
A little weird because the other people were, I didn't know them. They were all strangers.
And that was kind of uncomfortable and, brought up many mixed feelings.
Some people are probably upset because they feel this box is defining them.
The questions will range from playful to personal. We welcome your reactions to the experience. Did you have overprotective parents?
Large group of people from different backgrounds facing a level of vulnerability and honesty, making a statement about what they truly feel like on the inside.
Are you in love right now? And I mean right now.
I was really happy to see how many people were in love right now.
Do you have a tattoo?
A couple of the questions kind of really dug right in there.
Were you ever teased because of your race or the way you look?
It gave me an immediate shift in perspective to always remember that there's other people going through things, no matter what you're going through.
Have you ever had to skip a meal because you couldn't afford it?
I was surprised to how many people had not eaten because they couldn't afford to.
Do you distrust police officers?
the amount of people, like, I realize that don't trust in the cops. I don't think I ever really opened my eyes to that before.
Did anything surprise me?
When the question was asked, have you ever saved a life, or has your life ever been saved?
A lot of people saved some lives, and a lot of people got their life saved.
That was pretty epic.
And to see that, and immediately thought of, wow, that must have been a really big deal, what they had to go through.
Are you on a medication that you need to survive?
I didn't necessarily have to step over the line and out the box on that, but my loved ones are facing that every day, and that was a little sensitive one right there.
Have you had sex this past week?
Well, my mom was in the room, so the whole sex in the past week one, I was like, no, but yeah, other than that, I was good with all the questions.
Some of the questions that I felt like the energy got a little bit more serious.
Do you feel lonely?
I know what it's like if you're lonely and you don't want to ever be excluded.
Have you lost a loved one to cancer?
I felt a sense of wanting to comfort the people who stepped up for those, and at the same time feeling grateful that I haven't had to deal with that particular challenge in my life.
I was standing up in a group. It was interesting to look out and see the other people that hadn't. So it was a practice in observation and an understanding of how we all really connect in different ways on different topics across the board.
Was there a question that resonated with me most? I love the dancing question.
I feel like love actually is the root of all happiness.
We have to be aware of our biases and be brave enough to put those aside.
We all look different and have different identities, but we're all beautiful and we're all strong.
I believe that everybody born is good.
Do you feel we are stronger united than divided?
Even though we all come from different backgrounds, different races, different parts of the country, we're all the same somehow.
Despite whatever you might see in mainstream media, there's overwhelming evidence that humanity is uniting, and I think the future does look bright.
Honestly, I felt like this is true America.
100% of us on that wall together.
Beautiful woman next to me, I think she was Native American, and I just put my arm around her and she put her head on my shoulder, and it was beautiful, and I'm really glad that I got to be a part of it.
I wish we would do an exercise like this as a nation. Somehow, if we could get the 300 million people in one room.
We have so much in common. Our struggles are so intertwined, and recognizing our differences to find commonalities.
Barriers were broken down quicker than what I thought they would be.
One of them said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Leon," and he said, "I'm never going to forget you."
I learned it's more important now than ever to live from a place of compassion.
even if I wanted to. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
My heart doesn't see race.
Love has no age limit.
We are neighbors and best friends.
We all have different religions, but we have universal love as well.
I love my sister.
Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
I'm not crying on love is patient. Love is kind.
villager, villager, villager. I'm a villager, villager, villager. I'm a villager, villager, villager. Hey.
This is where the strength of the feeling begins, is in the beautiful sound of the language that comes from the earth itself. And the sounds do indeed come from the earth because they're recognized by those people who have the ears to hear. The sounds that can be heard in my language indeed are sounds that come from the earth itself and what the earth represents. And so if I were to say to you, Su Halil, Quis Ushabout, Asitabi, Uibash, Atia, Swatu, Su Halil, Algo, Alquitus, Haidus, Quigwas, Tia, was Asitabi Hutch. Tia was Atia Tabi Petit Gusub, Tulakwi Haha, Tia Bukastab, Tua Sabadab, Adibas Atia Tabi, Tulakwi Haha, Tia was Dibas Atia Tabi, Yahi Tula Tia Swati, Tia Bukastab. I have just said the things that we represent are teachings that come from the Spirit, that come from the earth, that are recognized as messages that live with us because we have been gifted with ears that can hear the sounds of the earth. That's why our language represents exactly that. The sounds that come from the earth give us hope that because we can hear the sounds of the earth and the messages that come from it in a very gentle, loving way, that the rest of the world can listen to their earth and know that when they are able, the Spirit will allow them to also hear the messages that the earth is saying, the messages that the earth is speaking to each individual who has the capacity to hear. When they are able, the Spirit will allow them to also hear the messages that the earth is saying, the messages that the earth is speaking to each individual who has the capacity to hear. And sometimes it takes a lot of patient, very deep listening to encourage the Spirit to allow individuals to hear what it has to say. But it is something that can be done, something that has been done by the first people of this land, the Lushootseed people, because they have spent centuries listening to what the earth has to say to us. One of the best things that you can do with your life from the day you're born is to learn how to listen. Learn how to listen. Listen to silence. Listen to sound. Listen to the things that are part of your world, wherever you are. Learn how to listen. That's my only truly big assignment for each one of you. Don't ask me how, just learn how to listen. There's something bigger than you that exists, that is not explainable, it's not recognizable, it is felt only. It is felt, it's not seen, it's not heard, it's felt. So we have a big job to do, world, we have a big job to do.
Oh, can you see Nugget back there? Hey everybody, it's Bobby. In honor of Golden Rule Day, I just wanted to remind everybody that caring for others also means caring for animals. You know, I love my babies, they love me in return, and I do everything I can for them. So I just wanted to say from all of us here at Big Guys Little World Sanctuary, happy Golden Rule Day. This guy. How you doing, baby girl? Mia, Winston, Kira.
I'm Mark Barish, author of The Compassionate Life and the founder of the Green World Campaign. Golden Rule Day is a wonderful occasion to contemplate how to be more compassionate to each other, how to empathize more with each other, how to understand more sympathetically each other's circumstances, and to acknowledge our deepest human commonality and community, and especially to act out of that understanding. To recognize that none of us are so different one from the other that we cannot treat each other with love, caring, and respect. The Golden Rule is a way I remind myself that you want the same goodness and love and security and happiness in your life that I hope for. Whether it is not doing something that I wouldn't like done to myself or doing something for someone else I might like done to or for me, it lights the way to step beyond the state of separation that seems to cause so much of our unhappiness in life. It's an opportunity to think more deeply about relatedness and to extend that relatedness further into the world. I think we're all aware that the world desperately needs this understanding, now more than ever. In fact, the web of life into which we ourselves are woven, that we too often regard as a vast, even abstract other, is experiencing a great dying because we've failed to extend the Golden Rule to the planet itself. It's as if our own body were a collection of separate entities. So if the foot caught fire, the hand would just say, well, that's the foot's problem. This past summer, wildfires spread across the world from Australia to Scandinavia to California. A record-breaking heat wave set forest fires raging across Sweden as far north as the Arctic Circle, an unheard-of event. The Amazon rainforest, our very lungs, is showing signs of drying out and faces increased human destruction. More and more of our fellow creatures, who are what the Lakota people call Mitakuweowasan, all my relations, are also facing extinction. The earth is our body, our flesh and our bones and our blood. Its fate is our own. And if we continue to treat the world as other, and thus don't care for it as if it were ourselves, then generations to come are sure to bear the brunt of our neglect of the Golden Rule. I think it's these lessons that can help to turn us from our current course. Martin Luther King, one of history's great exemplars of the power of the Golden Rule, once wrote, "In a real sense, all life is interrelated, all men and women, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. This is the interrelated structure of reality." I think it's sometimes in our dreams that we realize this unity fully. 20 years ago, I had a vivid dream that a polar bear was drowning in the ocean and that I was drowning with it. And this seems to be coming to pass. I'm sure many of us are dreaming and receiving messages that intrude into our partiality, disturbing our sleep with the cries of the earth herself and her myriad creatures. Today, as the polar bear's icy habitat melts, they're becoming climate refugees, and they're not alone. We can't just appreciate nature because it's pretty, or love animals because they're adorable, or even love ourselves only when we feel worthy, and appreciate each other only when we're on best behavior. This is a come-as-you-are moment where the good and the bad and the ugly are all in the same boat on this planet and all facing the same equation, the same conundrum, the same evolutionary bottleneck, perish separately in our splendid isolation of egohood, or we learn to live together, not in mere toleration and forbearance, but in what Martin Luther King called the beloved community. And when I wrote my book on compassion, I was struck by how people had spontaneously come together after 9/11 in New York. And there was an amazing community of mutual active caring at the site of the Twin Towers, where volunteers from every corner of the city, from around the country and even the world, whatever their beliefs, whatever their sexual persuasions, whatever their economic and social status, whatever their color, took care of each other. We're in a moment like that now. It's what we need to do as we look at this current looming catastrophe. Just care for each other. Care for not only our children today, but everybody's children now and for the future, and the children of all species on whom we mutually depend. There are all these charismatic megaspecies on the verge of extinction, the weird punk rock ones, and the sometimes repellent, creepy-crawly creatures. All threads of an impossibly complex web of life we're just beginning to even dimly understand. It's not just a matter of possibly Xing out a few species that we'd greatly miss and others that we haven't even discovered yet, but we're now realizing that pulling even the humblest thread from the web, the phytoplankton in the ocean, or some key insect pollinator, can have as much impact on an ecosystem as losing an alpha predator. It can cause the collapse of the very support systems we humans in our civilization depend on for our own existence, in the sort of ignorance that we're also members of the web of nature. So it's not enough to just cherish nature for its ecosystem services, as they're called. The Golden Rule, at its highest understanding, is not some kind of quid pro quo or an exchange, or it's a declaration of unity, such that whatever befalls one of us befalls all of us. I mean, it is true that nature underpins all economies with the so-called free services it provides of clean water and air and pollination of all the major human food crops. And this, in the Americas alone, is worth more than $24 trillion a year. But this isn't a financial transaction. We need to draw on that highest form of love, the unconditional love we're capable of extending to each other and ourselves and all life, simply because it all exists and we all exist and we all have a place, and maybe one that we do not always understand, but there's some crucial role of everything in this great scheme of things that extends beyond our limited and often self-centered assessments of what's good and true and beautiful and worthwhile, or what's useful and valuable, and what else we think we can just discard carelessly. To really practice the Golden Rule means breaking the rule of habitual thought itself. I think it's our default position of what's in it for me and our preconceptions of where our selfhood leaves off and the other begins. The Golden Rule means going beyond the boundaries and the borders of the things we assume we know, to go beyond the usually surprisingly self-imposed limits on our own potential and discover our hidden capacity for change and growth, and especially our ability to contribute. To speak personally, I took on this challenge after writing my book, The Compassionate Life, and I realized kind of abruptly that just being an author was not enough. I needed to walk my talk, or I'd feel like a hypocrite. I started a charitable foundation, the Green World Campaign, to regenerate degraded soil and reforest barren landscapes around the world. And starting with just a few seeds, really, and the seed of an idea and a little bit of my own money and some friends and colleagues, we've today planted nearly 10 million trees on 3 continents, 4 million in Kenya alone, and started 90 school programs that teach hands-on eco-education to hundreds of thousands of kids, and teach permaculture to farmers, and catalyze a youth-led Trees for Peace movement. And I think it's just getting started. And this, despite what it may justifiably sound like, is not just some kind of humble brag. It's really saying, I'm genuinely amazed, and that one can really start from nothing, just exploring what might be possible to achieve on behalf of the greater good, if one were just to devote oneself to that and sort of have faith that something would emerge. It's said in meditation that one is supposed to practice as if your hair's on fire, as if waking up out of that trance, that normative state of self-involvement, that limited self-centered consciousness, were actually the urgent business of our lives. Unfortunately, for most of us, and myself as well, even as the earth is burning, we still remain largely in denial. Today, it's the youth who seem to understand best that we're an endangered species alongside other endangered species. This past March 15th, the children of the world suddenly arose in this compassionate and loving movement that the grown-ups didn't even see coming, to claim their planet, to reclaim it, and to reclaim their future, and proclaim their aspiration to make a course correction in the fate of the earth. Compassion, I think, is nothing less than seeing that everything and everyone are connected everywhere at all times, and living as if we really believed that. The Native American version of the Golden Rule that's shared by indigenous people all around the world is maybe the one that's most useful in this current crisis, and it basically is some variant of, we are as much alive as we keep the earth alive, as we nurture all life. And we are not doing a great job right now, which hardly needs to be said. Animal populations have declined a shocking 60% since 1970. Insects that are vital to the diets of many animals and as pollinators of crops are experiencing what amounts to population collapse. 31% of bees, 37% of butterflies in Europe are in decline. Similar patterns are manifesting in southern Africa and elsewhere. Nature is in free fall, and the planet's support systems are stretched so thin that we face widespread species extinctions and mass human migrations unless urgent action is taken. I replenish that hope every day, as I hope all of you do. There are all kinds of signs that the world is beginning to mobilize. Indigenous people in Latin America are lobbying for the creation of a protected land area that would go from the southern tip of the Andes all the way to the Atlantic. Pakistan is talking about planting 10 billion trees. Ethiopia is mobilizing communities to restore 20 million acres of degraded land, and an African Green Wall project is planning a 5,000-mile-long belt of vegetation across the continent. A titanic project on China's Loess Plateau has brought back perhaps more degraded land than any project in human history. And I firmly believe that we can regreen the world in one generation. There are 5 billion acres of degraded land that the UN has identified as capable of being regenerated and restored, and we believe that that would constitute a massive carbon sink that could help to start reversing climate change. Somehow this poem by Rilke lodged in my mind years ago as a kind of a portable inspiration kit for everything I'm doing now. And Rilke wrote, I find you, Lord, in all things, and all my fellow creatures, pulsing with your life. In a tiny seed you sleep in what is small, and in the vast you vastly yield yourself. The wondrous game that power plays with things is to move in such submission through the world, groping in roots, growing thick in trunks, and in branches like a rising of the dead. It was Einstein who suggested how to accomplish a profound shift of mindset. He said, the problem is that we experience ourselves as separate from each other because of what he called a kind of optical delusion of consciousness that restricts our affection to a few people nearest to us. He said our task must be to free ourselves by, quote, widening our circle of compassion to embrace all creatures and the whole of nature. Let's do that. Let's start today. Thanks.
Camp Anytown celebrates the Golden Rule by giving us a perspective of what our brothers and sisters go through different religions, through different races, through different genders.
The Golden Rule matters because respect, kindness, and understanding is something we all want, but to have it, we must first give it.
On a global scale, I think it's really important for people to treat others the way that they would want to be treated, because that's the only way we can live peacefully as a community of the world. So I'm going to change the world as a youth. Just by planting little seeds of change will help the community and those around us to grow into better people by making little actions that make big impacts in the world. Invigorating.
When you let others choose your future is in jeopardy. You have a voice. Use it. I'm going to change the world by teaching elementary school and introducing the Golden Rule to my students and prepare them to be the great leaders of tomorrow they were born to become. Non-biased.
It is important for youth to use their voice because we are the leaders of today. If we use our voice today, then we will live in a better society tomorrow. Little actions make big differences. I'm going to change the world by letting those around me know that they are not invisible, that they are loved, and they are included.
The Golden Rule matters because respect, kindness, and understanding is something we all want, but to have it, we must first give it. We are allies and friends, and it forces us to have an understanding and compassion for one another. My word is understanding.
The Golden Rule matters because it's not only a phrase, but simply powerful actions of obedience and love. It's important for youth to use their voices today because I believe in today's society, youth are capable, educated, and opinionated individuals who understand the importance of expressing their opinions. My word is peace.
I'm going to change the world by creating a community that breaks down barriers and promotes coexistence. Knowledge is power, and diversifying people's perspective on gender, privilege, race, and culture will only benefit them.
My word is power.
I'm not crazy to think I can change the world. I'm crazy to think if I can do it alone.
Eli, Eli, Shelo yigamer leolam, Hachor v'hayam, Rishru shel hamayim, Barak hashamayim, Tefilat Adam, Hachor v'hayam, Rishru shel hamayim, Barak hashamayim, Tefilat Adam. O Lord my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the water, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the water, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
So we're hoping for your blessing on
Certainly,
this project.
certainly.
And your guidance and your support. It will mean so much.
Any human activities or project, particularly like this, serving, helping needy people, really wonderful. I believe every human activities or actions is ultimately related with motivation. So, compassionate motivation and inner strength, self-confidence. That brings enthusiasm or determination. And then that determination combined with affection or compassion. Then, and then of course through research, more knowledge. So all these, I think, three things combined. And then sincere motivation, helping, serving humanity. Not one person. So one group, this group, that group, my group, not that way. Human being, humanity. If your real soul motivation is something selfish motivation or something, then you can't carry your work transparently. Because in ultimate sense, lack of self-confidence. Since we, right from the beginning, received sort of others' affection, so everybody, 7 million human beings, deep inside, you see, there's some kind of holiday because of the seed of affection there. So now that, I think we must sort of make clear to people, even these troublemakers, they should know basic human nature is compassionate. And compassion really brings good health, not only peace of mind, but also eventually good health. Therefore, according to my own experience, my practice of my compassion, I think really immense help to maintain peace of mind. But for my knees problem, my compassion, no effect.
शान्तिर् अन्तरिक्षम् शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिर् आपः शान्तिर् औषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर् विश्वदेवाः शान्तिर् ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शान्ति 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 Shanti, Shanti.
It's burning inside, the hurting and the suffering minds, creating anger, fear and pain, suffocating our times. The tougher it gets, the rougher social media cries. But we see to it that we tweeting only negative lines. We're sick and tired of history, but repeating it twice. Greed, anger and violence, clearly stealing our nights. Feeling it tight between the shoulders, with a chill in the spine. Pinching myself, waking up, trying to stop the rewind and move forward towards stories, overcoming our fears. Choosing love over hate, praying, trading hugs over tears. There's only one choice, breaking down the walls and repair every broken heart on this planet till there's no longer fear.
Walls can't hold us in. Fear can't keep us down. Love will rise again. Yeah, it's rising right now. We shall overcome.
Every time I think it's gonna take much longer,
we shall overcome.
every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We have just begun.
Gonna make a change, we gotta push much farther.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Young Gandhi couldn't fathom how to deal with himself when he was thrown off the train and the pain that he felt. Mrs. Parks disrespected, dragged into jail because of the color of her skin, organs, tissues, and cells. One day, a young girl was shot on a bus by a man, a terrorist, part of the Taliban. He said, "On this land, you have no right to stand for what you believe in. Girls have no chance here." Well, now, that's just the story of three souls who shook our planet after being down on their knees. And it's not gonna stop. Those seeds have now become trees, and as human beings, we'll keep on digging till we find peace.
Yeah, the cynics always say that nothing ever changes. The human nature's bound to stay the same. But it couldn't be more plain that violence never pays, injustice never stays. It's bound to fade away. What if history awaits? What if today's the day? So let's all lead the way. We shall overcome.
Every time I think it's gonna take much longer,
we shall overcome.
every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We have just begun.
Gonna make a change, we gotta push much farther.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome. Come on now. Longer.
We shall overcome.
Every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We shall overcome.
Make a change, we gotta push much farther. 'Cause I'm feeling it deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart.
I do believe.
I do believe.
I do believe.
We shall overcome someday.
Yeah. Come on, put your hearts together. Here we go. Woo! I knew it. God had a plan for us to do it. To hit rock bottom before we rise and continue. To first learn greed before we learn to be human. To do wrong deeds before we learn to spread beauty. There's always a plan, and now it's time to take a stand for the right of the planet, every woman and man. We ain't gonna stop, only growing our demands for all beings to feel peace in every heart and land. Thank you, Lord, for the strength and the courage to bring us together and keep our souls nourished. These tough times will only drown in our chorus, cause we all believe that the truth is before us. We shall overcome this pain. We shall overcome this day. We pray for love to lead the way.
We shall overcome someday.
We pray for love to lead the way.
We hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'm deeply grateful to you. Thank you very much. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Sat Sri Akal. Have a good time and God bless.